Yo, what is up guys, MattWic here. We are back, NHL 24, Pittsburgh Penguins GM mode. We are right after the trade deadline. We're gonna hop into it. I'm gonna show you guys the lines here in a second, but before we start, make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment of your thoughts on the video, and maybe let me know who you're rooting for in this NHL playoffs. It's been a electric couple of nights so far, and me, myself, as a former resident of Dallas, and since my Pittsburgh Penguins aren't in the Cup race, I'm rooting for the Dallas Stars. So let's hope tonight they can beat those cheating Vegas Golden Knights, because I saw Mark Stone's back in the lineup like any of us thought differently. But let's see if we can knock them out of the playoffs and give them a little bit of some payback for a couple years ago. But here are our lines post-trade deadline. As you can see, we got Frankie Vatrano in there now, one of our trade line acquisitions, and it gives both of us on our top lines, ooh, chef's kiss, that +5/+5. Really nice lines, I think. These are Stanley Cup champion lines, if you ask me. Third line I like a lot: Michael Bunting, Drew O'Connor, and Lars Eller. We moved Tristan Brose down just because he did drop to a -2, so he was getting racked on a little bit there. He's still rated as a fourth line forward, so I think having him down there with Amadio and Jeff Carter would maybe get him some good experience. He's someone that I really want to take over that third line role. And we also have a couple guys in the minors as well, or in the AHL, I guess minors, I'm thinking of baseball. But we have a couple guys in the AHL who could maybe step up and take over that spot as well for the fourth line center. On defense, it's a little bit more interesting. I have Samuelson playing with Letang up here on the top pairing. Now, one thing, whenever I had Chychrun up there, you'll see I get a -1 for their overall stats. So I really want to try it without that first, just because as you can see, both of their line fits are neutral. So it's really not helping us there. It would have been really nice to have on that top unit, but I still think having Chychrun and what he brings to us with the versatility of the second power play is going to be a big factor. I tried putting him even on the second line, but as you can see, it gets even worse there with Carlson. So we'll put him on the third pairing just for now. I do like Carlson's stats so far, so I don't want to move him down, even though he has dropped to an 85. So we'll put Chychrun there, give us some additional depth. And yeah, we'll see if we need to mess around with things later on. We can always move these lines around up and down. Chychrun is line 2. See if it works. Yeah, so it would. But for now, we'll leave Carlson there, and we'll just put Chychrun on the power play and see how his numbers stack up. It's going to be a little bit of a drop in minutes for him, but we'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get into the sim now and see how we can do after that trade deadline, which was pretty exciting. We had a bunch of moves around the league. We have a little bit of a cushion here for that wild card spot. I also forgot, I think I set on the playoff to just be 1 through 8. So that might be why it's not really showing us who's in the wild card spot now, but it could affect our potential chances for making it into the playoffs. So let's see. It might take a couple years to get used to it. Let's do a couple games here, see what we got. Hopefully we can steal some games. That's not what I want to see, but there we go. We get one. Hopefully it looks like in regulation as well, so a nice 3 points, even though we drop a few to the Devils. We got them back before the trade deadline. So let's just take an updated look. Everybody in the division is gonna have over 100 points, which is nuts. Let's see, 35 wins, so we'd like to get around that like 45 mark. So another 10 wins would really, I think, solidify us in. And these are going to be big games coming up here. Senators we should definitely beat, and the Maple Leafs, I mean, they are kind of simulation gods. If you've seen the Testing the Draft series, where they have three-peated now as Stanley Cup champions with pretty much just one line. I'm sure Leafs fans would love for that to happen in real life. But let's see, 2 wins back-to-back there. Both look like regulation wins. I think if it's just the W, I think we did. So we got a nice 6 points there. Looking up, we're getting a little bit more space between us and the Caps there. Everybody's already over 100 points. Wondering why there's such a difference in games played between like the Devils and us, and even the Flyers down there. Some teams 73 games. Wow, 65 for the Ducks, so they got a lot of games to make up. But let's keep going along here. We're just going to go and get to the end of the season. OT loss, okay, so we got a point in this video, and then we will start the playoff episodes, and I'll hopefully get those pumped out a little bit faster than I have here in the past, especially with playoffs. Oh no, we've scooted down. Especially with playoffs starting, I really want to get the videos out for you guys, because this is pretty much it. End of the season, then we got the draft coming up after that, and then it's the dead zone. But we do have Salt Lake to look forward to, so that should be a little bit of excitement there. Let's see how our acquisitions are doing. Frankie Vatrano, what have you been putting up so far numbers-wise? 6 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Really not what you want to see. Let's see if maybe we... No, we don't want to switch Rusty around. The Rusty Razor. How's Malkin doing? He's still leading our team in points. They're pluses, so I don't want to mess around with their lines too much. Maybe I'll switch to Brinket and Vatrano and just see if we can get him going. I don't know why. Or do we want to move Malkin back down to the second line? Do something like this. Celebrini on the wing, Malkin at the center. And have Frankie Vatrano up on that first line. With Crosby and DeBrincat, that might be too much scoring power. I'm just worried. Let's try it out for a little bit, and then let me just see how Chychrun's doing down here. He's -1 and nothing. So our trade deadline acquisitions really struggling just a little bit, but there are a lot of mouths to feed on the team, so it's not too surprising. Let's mess with this just for like 4 or 5 games and see what comes out of it, and then we will go from there. But let me just do one additional thing. I'm going to take Celebrini off of the top power play and put DeBrincat back up there, and then we'll move Celebrini back onto the second unit in place of... Do we also not have... My boy, where's he at? Celebrini. Do we not have Frankie Vatrano on the power play? Okay, so that's kind of a big deal, so let's get him on there. Actually, let's move... We'll take Jeff Carter off, even though... Or actually, you know what? I kind of want to leave Jeff Carter because he's playing 4th line minutes. This is the only time he's getting points, and he has points. So I don't really want to take him off. Bunting's playing pretty good as well, too, with Rusty there. Actually, let's take Bunting off. I'm going to put Frankie Vatrano out here and hope that that gives us an upgrade. Yeah, it does. +1. I'm going to put Vatrano down there, and then, yeah, we'll ride with this and see what we got. And let's see, second unit... Wondering if I do want to go with 2 defensemen or if I want to go with 1, but we'll stick with that now. A couple little changes to go through the end of the season here. Malkin with a nice 69 points, outscoring Crosby somehow. Hopefully Crosby keeps up his point-a-game streak. We got 2 huge games here against the Flyers and the Rags, bottom and top of the division. But I mean, 105 for the rest of the division is really not too far off when you look at it in the grand scheme of the rest of the league. Wow, be 3rd place in the Pacific. That's nuts. But let's go ahead these 2 games, see what we've got. Sim up to him. Hopefully our line changes help a little bit. Win 1, lose 1. We beat the better team, which is a little surprising. Don't want the Flyers catching up too much ground on us. 114, 112. Okay, so we're still hanging in there. 2 teams from our division have already clinched. Let's go ahead. Let's do this Buffalo game. We won't change anything on a win. Here we go. We got another win, so let's go here again. Playing the Kings out in the Pacific. Should be an easy win for us. It is 6-4. Okay, so a nice little 3-game win streak here, up to 120 points, all in regulation too, which is very nice. So we're kind of building that gap up a little bit stronger. It looks like the Atlantic is starting to take off. They're about to catch up with everybody at 100 points, which sucks for us that the whole East is this stacked. But let's keep going here. We still haven't lost in a little while. Can we keep it up? 5-4 overtime loss. Okay, not the worst. I'm actually surprised, too, with how bad our goaltending is, that we are hanging in. I think that's definitely something we're going to have to upgrade in the offseason. Or even just get rid of Jari to free up some cap space so we can upgrade the team somewhere else. Or re-sign some of these acquisitions that we got. So maybe at the draft time, we'll see about that big 5-0 win over Columbus. Huge, and we play them again here. Let's see, are we close to clinching? We should be close to clinching any one of these days now. We're almost at that 45 win total that I wanted, which is huge. All right, let's go through these 2 games here. We'll see if we have to jump into any of these games and sim them. Okay, shootout loss and then a win. But we have a nice little point streak going on here still. And are we clinched yet? We are clinched. We are heading to the playoffs now. It's just going to be about who our opponent is going to be, which we'll find out in this episode. And then let me know in the comments, guys, what line should we go with? Should we put Chychrun up over Carlson? We'll check the final point totals here at the end. Boston, big 5-2 win. Love to see that. 131. Okay, so we jumped over the Hurricanes now, too. Wow, so we are really starting to take off. And we got 2 games in hand to really see if we can solidify our spot here as the, what would we be? We'd be the 4 seed in the in the East there. Not bad at all. Not bad. Wow, 161 points for the Oilers. So while the rest of the West kind of stakes, they are taking off. Holy crap. We're going to have to look at Connor McDavid's stats here. We'll do like an end-of-year wrap-up. Another big win for us there. 4 points up on them, and they only have 1 game left, so we pretty much clinched that spot above them at least. And it looks like same thing in the Atlantic as well. So let's go ahead and get through these last 2 games. Like I said, we'll take a look at the point totals. Disappointing to drop one there to the Islanders with 53 wins. Holy cow. Toronto Maple Laughs, OT win to end the season. We love to see it. 136 points for the boys. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Evgeny Malkin leads the team in points. Let's take a look at those stats real quick as we wrap up the end of this season. Year number 2. Crosby did not hit 2 points per game. Disappointing. Frankie Vatrano, what did he end up doing in his last couple games? Okay, 9 points. That's not bad for coming in, especially playing with a line like that. Low shooting percentage, so you expect that to rebound a little bit. So we'll see if that can jump up, but I'm not too upset about that. What about our other acquisition, Chychrun? Did he get a point? Okay, 6 points. Not bad. 4 goals, 2 assists. We like that. So every line has a little bit of scoring now. How many minutes is he playing a night? 16. Okay, so a bit of a drop off from what he was doing before, so he's gonna have to learn to deal with that, but we'll see if that keeps up. Maybe we can offload Carlson at the end of the season. You never know. But let's see the rest of the team. DeBrincat 69 points. Nice. Carlson 61. Where's Celebrini? 49 points for his rookie campaign. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see if that was leading all rookies. 19 goals. You'd like to see a little bit more out of that, but he is a 2-way forward listed as, so it's not going to be as prolific. Low shooting percentage too, so that might come up next year. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with how our skaters look. What about goalies? Jari, 35, 18, and 9, so I can't really complain about that. Bloomqvist didn't do too bad. Pretty much 500 with the overtime losses. 1 shutout for both of them. Bloomqvist with the better stats overall, so it'd be interesting to see how he develops. What is he, still an 83 overall, 23 years of age, medium elite, so hopefully jumps to like an 85, 86 come next year. That would be nice to see. That's going to be our biggest question mark heading into the playoffs, is can our goaltending compete with the likes of like Sorokin, Shesterkin, guys that Boston has. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much, I'm trying to think anyone else, and everyone's pretty much in our same situation. So it will be interesting to see, but let's take a look at the rest of the league. I want to see what Connor McDavid ended up doing. Wow, it's actually not McDavid as the point leader. It's Ovechkin. So who from them? So Connor Bedard, 50 and 50. Wow, said 19 years old. Thank God he's not a rookie this year. What is his overall? Holy crap, 95 overall. What did this thing have him as? 50, 50, and 50. He went for the trifecta of 50. 50 goals, 50 assists, 50 penalty minutes. That's the Connor Bedard right there. So good that we've established that already. Willie Nylander up there, Horvat. Where is Connor McDavid though? Jeez, not even on the top, below JT Miller. Really interesting. I don't even think that I see Kucherov up here. No Kucherov towards the top of the list, so that is a little bit interesting. Ovechkin's still tearing it up, 42 goals, 62 assists. Looks like Matthews is gonna win the Rocket. Yep, with 59 goals. Tyler Toffoli, 457. Holy cow! Red Wings fans, look out! And then wow, Sharon Govich as well, 45. That's pretty cool. I mean, I have his autograph card, so hopefully that comes true. I'll sell that thing for a pretty penny. Cardi Verhaeghe. Pretty interesting to see him up there. Brock Nelson with 40 goals. Wow. And yeah, some of the other usual names. Jason Dickinson, I think that's a little bit of a surprise. I don't know really too much. I thought he was just a kind of a plug, but looks like not so fast. And then let's take a look at the goalies. Who was tearing it up as a goalie? Ilya Sorokin, Stuart Skinner, impressive. 89 overall for him though. Come on, high elite. Who made these rosters? I know he has a sweet mustache, but high elite for him. I think that's pushing it a little bit. I put him more on Jari's level, if we're being honest here, because what is he, higher level? He's the same as Jake Ottinger. Yeah, there's no way in hell. What about Thatcher Demko, 90 overall? And look at that, Tristan Jarry up here, probably one of the lowest overall guys to make that list. And he is hanging out there. Wow, so pretty impressive. Vasilevsky, Yep. Stuart Skinner, higher overall than Andrei Vasilevsky. I don't think so, guys. Come on. Let's take a look, though, real quick at the rookie skaters. So who? 76 points for Will Smith. Okay, so now I feel real bad about Celebrini. He is not winning the Calder Memorial Trophy by any chance. Will Smith, how do you do? San Jose Sharks fans, look out. But I feel like this is always a thing, too, with, like, created players. Like, their stats just go nuts. So maybe doing a, who's this? Massimo Rizzo. Never heard of him. Must be a creative player, though. I feel like anytime you make a bunch of creative players or have a roster like this, they always end up tearing it up, like unrealistic numbers for sure. But that's just something we'll have to deal with for a couple years, see if they keep up that pace. But unfortunately, no Calder Trophy for us this year. For our boy there. Any rookie goalies do anything good? Daniil Tarasov, what's his overall? 85 overall, 25 years old, or 26 years old. So impressive there. But let's go ahead, end the video with finding out who we're playing in the playoffs. We'll skip along here a little bit and see the regular season has come to an end. Who is going to be our first round opponent? Hopefully someone with a bad goaltender. It is going to be... Ooh, the Florida Panthers. So let's do a quick series preview here at the end of this video and see who they're rocking with. Obviously, Sergei Bobrovsky, Matthew Tkachuk, a couple rats on their team. The Florida Panthers. Ooh, those 90s. God, roster guy. What the hell is this? 93, 94, 94, 92. I don't think Carter Verhaeghe's a 92. He's a good little player, but 92 overall. Let's settle down. Okay, so now I feel a lot less confident about our chances, but you never know with Crosby and Malkin, I guess. Hopefully they could pull a rabbit out of the hat. What about on defense? Forsling's at 91. I mean, he's decent, but I'd see him more of as like a Brian Dumoulin back in the Pens Cups runs, and I think his IS overall was like 85. So all those superstar X factors and the zone ability and a 91 overall better than Ekblad. Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see if we can manage in a series against them. Sergei Bobrovsky actually not there. Wow, so that's interesting. Wonder where he went. Oh wait, he got traded to Montreal. That's right. So Spencer Knight. Okay, so that gives us a huge advantage there in goaltending. I know Spencer Knight's a beast, but in terms of this series, that made me feel a lot better. Let me see, where did Montreal actually end up finishing? Because I'm interested in seeing that now. And there's a look. We'll take a look at our playoff matchup real quick. And the tree, and then we'll take a look at Montreal. So I don't see Montreal in the playoffs, so it's a little interesting that they went all out for a goaltender. But we've got Edmonton, Vegas, Minnesota, Dallas, Colorado, Chicago, Vancouver, Winnipeg, the Islanders in Toronto, Pittsburgh, Florida, Tampa, Detroit, and the Rangers and Carolina. So a couple off-brand matchups there for sure. We'll see how the 1 through 8 seeding looks for us. But real quick, like I said, I want to go look at what was Montreal doing trading for Sergei Bobrovsky there. What did their lineup look like? I know Cole Caulfield was actually kind of decent this year. He tore it up a little bit. Montreal Canadiens, where they at? There they are. Missed them. Okay, decent roster. Decent. I mean, they got young guys that got to develop. Slavkovsky for sure. Caulfield. Old Suzuki. He's still 25, so he can still develop. Yeah, so a lot of young guys. So I guess they're just preparing for the future. Reinbacher up there, 84 overall, looks good. 83 for Jakob, which I think is a little high. Gouli as well. And then they got Bobrovsky, 88 overall when they had Cam Talbot already too. So hopefully they can afford to pay these guys with bringing on that big contract from Bobrovsky. But we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be the end of this video, boys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're enjoying playoffs as well. Like I said at the start of the video, make sure hit that like button. Leave me a comment what you think of the series, what you think the line should be going in the playoffs, and who you're rooting for in the playoffs. But yeah, next episode we'll get back with that Florida Panthers series, and hopefully it's a fun one. Peace.